Hi, everybody. So today we're doing my next set in my top 100 movies of all time list. And these are just my favorites, not necessarily the best movies ever made, but just ones that I really love. And I'm really excited to talk about them with you. And yeah, this is, I think, a very eclectic grouping that I have for this next set we're doing. Today we're doing 50 to 41. So it's pretty high up on the list. And I don't know, these are just a really fun group of movies that I think you will really enjoy. So let's talk about it. Number 50, I have Wonder Woman. Now, I know that people have said Wonder Woman has its flaws, and it does. It's not perfect. And these are just my favorites. But this was a movie that really spoke to me emotionally. It's super a movie. I get that. But I really thought that it was an emotional experience to watch a woman come to understand human frailty and the weakness of mankind to do these horrible things to each other. And as Diana came to understand that, it was just so devastating. And then the ending, not only with Steve's sacrifice, but also with her coming to understand, like I said, that they're doing this stuff to each other by choice, and it's not all just Ares' fault. Like, that was so devastating, I thought, and so well portrayed and so moving. And I didn't really care that the CGI was bad or that the villain was lame, because I was so wrapped up in her character and in the journey of her character. And I thought that her and the Gal Gadot and Chris Pine had great chemistry. I think the No Man's Land scene is amazing and the best moment ever, in my opinion, in a comic book movie. I just loved this movie. I still love it. And I don't know. It's just great, I think. So there you go. Wonder Woman, I have a 50. Number 49, I have Boyhood. I know a lot of people hate on this movie. I don't care. I thought it was an incredible experience to see basically a whole life unfold, and not only to see the life of the boy, but to see his mother and all that she went through. And the thing that's so interesting, I think, about this movie is that the Ethan Hawke character, the dad, he got the chance to go and kind of assess his life. And, in Alaska, when the movie starts, he's coming back after taking 2 years to kind of decide what he wants after this divorce. She never got that opportunity. And I think that leads her to making a lot of poor choices. And then I think at the end, when she realizes that her children are now grown up, they're both, he's moving out, I thought it was devastating. And she just realizes that as far as her life is concerned, it is kind of over. And he says, I'm not dying, but like, as far as her, what has been her life up to that point, like it kind of is over, and she has to start all anew again. And this is a character who's had to start anew so many times. And I just think it was a very moving, beautiful experience, and I just love it. And so if other people think it's boring, I don't really care. I love it. I was totally enwrapped in the journey of this family, and particularly these two characters. So there you go. I have Boyhood at 49. Number 48, I have Casablanca. One of the great love stories of all time. I love a love story. And they have the bittersweet ending, which I think totally works and you totally believe. But it also has elements of friendship, of course. And the cinematography is so classic, and the dialogue is so classic. We'll always have Paris. It's the beginning of a lifelong friendship, and just so many iconic scenes and so many iconic lines, and great chemistry. Humphrey Bogart and Ingrid Bergman. It's just one of the great movies. You can't deny it. So 48, it's on my list. Casablanca. Number 47, I have The Prince of Egypt. The Prince of Egypt, I think, is highly underrated. It's not talked about as one of the great animated films, but in my opinion, it is. I love the animation. I love scenes like the Parting of the Red Sea and just how it's like epic, but oddly peaceful at the same time. I love the songs. Every single one of them, I think, is great. I love the burning bush scene. To me, it has like a feeling of reverence and awe to it that I would imagine if there was a burning bush, that's how it would be. And I mean, the only part that doesn't really work is the priests and their song. It just feels so out of place. It's kind of like the gargoyles in Hunchback, but everything else is so strong that I can forgive that, I guess. whereas I have other issues with Hunchback. But for me, this is just a stunning movie in all ways. I love the animation. I love the music. I love the characters. I love the reverent tone and feel throughout the movie. And so, yeah, for me, Prince of Egypt, 47. Number 46, I have Babe. This movie is just the most joyful, sweet family film that you could ever imagine. I love the Farmer Hoggett and his trying to cheer up Babe and his song and his dance. And if I had words to make a day for you, I'd make you a morning golden and true. So, just melts my heart. So good. So good. And I love the duck is so hilarious and so great. And I don't know. It's just such a sweet, lovely movie. And I actually like the sequel. It's very weird, very strange, but I like it. But I have Babe at 46. It got nominated for Best Picture and was deserved. So there you go. At number 45, I have Close Encounters of the Third Kind. This is a movie that I didn't like in college. I thought it was a little boring, but as an adult, I grew to really love it. I think it has a lot to say about our current times, about fake news and the way that these journalists are sort of covering the story and the way and what happens like when you know something is true, but nobody else will believe you. And I think that I think it has like huge heart and atmosphere and tone, and the Richard Dreyfuss character, like anxiety for him that, like nobody will believe what happened to him. And I don't know, like just there's something about that message that just really spoke to me as an older person. And I love the ending. It's kind of ridiculous in a way. I get it, but like, I don't know, it's very peaceful and hopeful. And I've just found myself as of late being really drawn to hopeful films. I don't really like cynical films, and this is definitely not a cynical film. It is very, very hopeful, so I love it. I think it's great. Close Encounters of the Third Kind at 45. At 44, I have 101 Dalmatians, and this movie, I think it's a little bit underrated because it's not that celebrated by Disney or the parks, but I think it's really great. I love Cruella as a villain. She is so crazy and insane, and like her idea of like basically killing all these puppies to get a wardrobe is ridiculous and so over the top, but it works. And they use just enough of her because like the difference between the Rescuers and 101 Dalmatians is that they use way more Medusa, and so it's just overwhelming. But really, it's Jasper and Horace that are the main presence with the puppies in this, and they're ridiculous. And I love like things like the Twilight Bark, and I think it's the best usage of the sketch animation style because they're black and white dogs, so it just works, and it has like an urban environment. I love little characters like Sergeant Tibbs is the best, so great. So yeah, I just think it's really good. And some catchy little tunes, and Roger and Anita are like the best, one of the best couples in all of Disney. They're so fun. So there you go. 44, I have 101 Dalmatians. 43, I have Schindler's List. Talk about going all over the place. But Schindler's List is probably the most impactful movie I've ever seen. Just the scene alone with the girl with the red coat is something I'll never forget. I was just devastated. And yeah, this is not a movie that you could rewatch over and over and over again, but it's one that just, when I do watch it, it just moves me so much that it definitely had to make my list. And the thing is like, it's about really, really like imperfect people. Like Schindler is a kind of a bad guy, and just how crazy times were that somebody like that could still, make a difference. Like he's a very flawed hero. And I think that makes work. Ben Kingsley is so great in his role in this. And I love that they use the black and white, except for that moment with the red coat. It just makes it all the more meaningful. So there you go. Then I have at 42, I have Tangled. It might seem crazy to put that up, but I feel like guilty putting anything above Schindler's List. But just as far as a rewatchability, I just love Tangled. I love that it's like Disney's first romantic comedy. The banter between Flynn and Rapunzel is so great. It's so natural. I love all the side characters. So funny. I actually enjoy the songs, and a lot of people are really tough on the songs, but Alan Menken knows how to write good songs, and I think he did a good job. And I like all the little side characters, or like Max and Pascal, and all the ugly duckling men are really fun, the ruffians. And I think that Mother Gothel is an amazing villain. I love her villain song, and she does such a good job. And I miss having villains like that in Disney films, so it feels really good. I love the lantern scene. The first time I saw it was in 3D, so just like surrounded by lanterns was amazing. So it's great. And then my last pick for this set, number 41, I have Inception. And that's my favorite Christopher Nolan film. I just really like I think there's like a huge heart to the movie. It's about, Hob trying to grieve for the loss of his wife. And the Marion Cotillard is so good. She's like the emotional core of the movie. And I think their interactions like feel so real and so visceral. I like the idea of the Cillian Murphy character, that he doesn't want just sort of recognition from his dad, that he wants love, and he's missing that love, and I don't know, it's really interesting sort of the end message of what they end up giving him, I guess, of that love. What are they going to implant in him to make him change his mind? And I love the ending. I think the ending was brilliant. It's like a puzzle. There's so many great scenes, but this was a movie you could get out and you could really talk about, and you could go, what do you think happened? What do you think? I think that was fun. I enjoyed that. And I really like the scene in the hallway where the Joseph Gordon-Levitt character is like floating. That scene is brilliant. All the different layers. I really like it. I think it's really good. I think this was the last time that I really enjoyed a Hans Zimmer action movie score, because it's just getting so repetitive with the dum dum. But I think it really worked here. And so there you go. That's my number 41. So my list for 50 to 41, I have number 41, I have Inception. 42, Tangled. 43, Schindler's List. 44, 101 Dalmatians. 45, Close Encounters of the Third Kind. 46, Babe. 47, The Prince of Egypt. 48, Casablanca. 49, Boyhood. And 50, Wonder Woman. So there you go. That's it. So next week, we will be talking about my number 31 through 40. So I look forward to sharing those with you guys. Let me know what you think of these films, and what are some of your favorites. I'd love to hear in the comment section. And thanks so much. I'll talk to you all later. Bye.